A new kind of business leaders is emerging. They're redefining leadership, employee engagement, and even organizational structures. But most of all, they're creating a new balance between people and business. But what does such a leader look like? What are they doing differently? My name is Myriam Callegarin, and I have decided to interview some of these leaders so they can share their personal insights and practical examples of what they're doing differently. They're also going to share how they view themselves, how they view people and the world around them, so that other leaders can be inspired as well, so they can see that there is also a different way of leading that gets much better results. Well, there is no perfect leader. We are all learning, we're all making mistakes, we're growing and evolving. But I think this is a great moment in time in which we have the opportunity to learn so much from one another. And having said this, I really hope that you're going to enjoy this interview. Today, I'm interviewing Davide Villa, who is the Chief Marketing Officer and a member of the board at E.ON Italy. And welcome, Davide. I'm very happy to have you here. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
Hi, Myriam. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Well, I would like to share with you why I have chosen to interview you.
Thank you. Because I don't know, so thank you.
Well, I find that you are you are a leader who is really walking the talk, and this is something that is not to be taken for granted. I see that you're very passionate. You're very passionate about your work. You're very passionate about the people that you work with. You're very passionate about E.ON, about contributing to E.ON's purpose and vision. And so this is really very, very inspiring just to see the work that you're doing. And something that I find that you're doing so well is that you're managing to balance a focus on results, on business results, with a focus on the people, on relationships. I have been impressed by the way, for example, that you have been dealing with these really challenging times, these COVID times. And I have seen, how you have been, you and also E.ON as a company, how you have been balancing the needs of the business in a very critical moment, but also the needs of the people. So can you share us some practical examples of what you have done and why?
Yeah. First of all, we have our mantra is safety. So safety first. We are also a network company, so electric network, a very dangerous business. So lives of our colleagues are at first priority in our company. So we decided quickly to move on a full remote working from the first COVID case in Italy. So in a day, we decided to stay home, taking some risk. It was something never experienced. Luckily, with our digital transformation, we were able to really guarantee all the business continuity. This was the first step. This, as a comment, gave us the chance to see how responsible, how good, how mature is our labor force, our colleagues. So we had no decline in any business KPI driven by, of course, our colleagues. Of course, we had a contraction in the business due to the crisis. That's normal. I think all companies said it. But we were impressed by this high sense of responsibility. And this gave us a sense of relief because, as I was telling you, safety is first. So we were afraid really during at least, especially the first weeks, what could happen to our colleagues? What could happen to our colleagues while at work? And, having the risking the life of colleagues because of your decision is really tough. So driven by really safety first. We then had the chance to stay home and to be very safe for a long time. We are now end of July, we are still in full remote working. We will go back to the office in September with lots of safety rules. What we also discovered is that, at least we didn't discover, it was something in the DNA of E.ON already, working in team, working cross-functional teams, multi-level, multi-skill, and maybe we got the occasion to use this fear of the crisis, of the, let's say, health crisis, into an opportunity for our colleagues to design the new normal. So what I would like to share with you is that now we have a project ongoing with 20 colleagues from really very diverse age, department, geography, working on a new normal, on the new office, a new concept where we not only put smart working as a lever, but we also discuss about mobility, how to have sustainable mobility, how to have a sustainable office, different concept of office with more cooperation rooms, with desk sharing as a concept, a new office where really the human being is more central and flexibility is the first element. So we have this group of colleagues working on that, full autonomy, full freedom. The only thing we do is having some steering moments.
Wow, this is really very interesting. So you're talking about full autonomy, and how do you manage to grant full autonomy and still retain a sense of control?
That's the typical dilemma for let's say, a manager, an executive, how to live freedom and to keep the control and not lose control. I think really, first of all, trust. We need to trust our colleagues. If we don't trust our colleagues, then we are not good managers, we are not good leaders, because it means that we don't have the right people working with us, or maybe we are not the right person to lead that group of people. So trust is the first key. Second is, as I was saying, freedom and flexibility, freedom to design, to propose, to do a project plan, and then control is only with steering, some monthly or bi-weekly steering, where you mainly discuss about the vision, the objective, where the team is going, more than the detailed solution of the team. If a manager, if an executive goes into the detail and starts to decide details, then it's the end of freedom, it's the end of empowerment, it's the end of people, of commitment, because then the team will always come back to you asking to double check every single detail.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you're talking about creating a balance actually between a bottom-up approach and a top-down approach.
Yes, definitely. Top down, okay, bottom up, I already said, freedom, flexibility, and time to elaborate solutions. Top down, in my opinion, is not a directive top down. So we don't need a boss saying what to do. Mm-hmm. Top down means sharing a vision, sharing your experience. So usually executives have slightly higher experience and they should have a strong vision where to go. So the leader should just say, this is the direction. Let's share this direction first of all. So share with colleagues the direction, the vision, and then leave the team the time to implement the way to get to that vision. Mm-hmm. That's for me the top-down approach.
Yes. So can you give us an example on of this, of how you're doing it at E.ON?
Yeah, top down, I give you an example that is in my heart. Last year, we started a new project, a new sustainability project. You know that we are really involved into sustainability, not only with products, energy efficiency, but also with our initiative. So last year, we decided to start a new initiative linked to the sea. We call it the Blue Project. And this came out really from the vision. Our vision as executive leaders, my personal vision, because I'm a sea man and sea lover. So we decided, let's say, we launched the idea to say, how can we do something with the sea? How can we help the sea? Can we start a new step in our story about being an example for colleagues and clients towards the environmental? So how can we enter the sea area? That was just the vision. Then the team was starting, building, speculating, etc. We came out with a very nice partnership with Legambiente, that is one of the major local association in Italy for environmental. And then we had many episodes now that they're coming, linked to cleaning the beaches, understanding the pollution, helping turtles, and many more episodes to come, all created by the team. So there's a vision and there's freedom to the team to create the story, the project.
Well, this is it's really nice to hear this, you know, because in the middle of all of these crises and anxiety, you're actually talking about something new. You're talking about a different way to work and a different way to approach things. You're also talking about exciting projects where people can put their heart. So this is really nice to hear. What do you think, what would you say are other important ingredients to lead successfully?
Maybe the last or the first, I don't know the order, the exact order, is credibility and coherence. First, you said walk the talk. Thank you for pointing me as a walk the talk guy. My personal sentence is do what I say because you see what I do. That is completely different from what I had in the past, that was do what I say no matter what I do. That I had many examples in my private and working life. So really being an example, being coherent with what you say is the key to get credibility, to get trust, and to have your team really following you and work together. The other element is emotions. So share emotions, share especially positive emotions. Very often we have a model in the companies where you don't want to show who you really are. You want to be just a professional executive, being super serious and just focus on the job. If you can share your other part of your personality, so your intimate personality, sharing passions. This will help a lot in the way you communicate with your team, in the way you are perceived, because then you are perceived not only as an executive, but also as a human being. And maybe if you are perceived more as a human being than an executive, your work will be easier. Of course, sharing experiences or sharing passions doesn't mean violating the privacy, of course. It's just sharing positive emotions. Be yourself. Maybe I'm so lucky and so happy to be in this role in this moment, because I think I can really be myself without hiding anything about my temperament.
Davide, what you just have shared is very, very interesting and also very thought-provoking, I find. Like starting from credibility and coherence, which is really essential. But then you were also talking about expressing positive emotions and being yourself, and also paying more attention to the human aspect. And you were also saying something that I find very important, is the fact that you said that it makes things easier. So it's like when you bring the human aspect into your work, into the business, it actually helps you to lead more easily. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely, yes. Don't be shy to hide your emotions. Of course, a leader must be careful in sharing his fears, because maybe the only thing that a leader must keep is to be in control of things for the rest of the colleagues. But also the fears can be shared with someone. Another example that I can give you in our company is having a board. So in the German culture, there's not only a CEO driving the company, but there is always board of directors, and every decision must be taken unanimously. This is really a relief for the leader, because he can, first of all, share decisions, and second, compare his ideas with the others, and he never feels lonely. So a leader can share with other senior executive. Going back to the emotions, emotions are fundamental to create a true human relationship. If you hide yourself, nobody will trust you. So showing a part of yourself can be also of help to create stronger relationships.
Well, Davide, I would love to hear so much more from you. I know that you need to go now, and I really hope that we have another opportunity to talk, because I find that what you're sharing is not only inspiring, but also very useful.
Thank you, Myriam. So, very nice from you.
So thank you very much for taking the time to be here and to be interviewed. And I wish you continued success. Keep inspiring people in your company and also outside.
Thank you. See you soon, Myriam. Ciao.
Ciao.